Hey, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Uh, just another spiritual observation, man, through the Spirit concerning the apparent 2/3, man. These Israelites that were predestined for destruction, man. This is Romans 8 and 29. Well, this is the exact opposite. This is in relation to the Lord's hopeful elect that were predestined for salvation. Romans 8 and 29. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son. So this is going into Yahweh, all right, predestinating certain individuals to follow his son, Yahweh Shai. Okay, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. All right, so Yahweh Shai being the Father's only begotten Son, and then Yahweh Shai created everything else that we see and know of and that we don't see and know of, man, including ourselves. All right. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. And whom he called, them he also justified. And whom he justified, them he also glorified. So this thing is already quote unquote written in the stars, man. All right, who's gonna make it and who's not. So, Lord willing, these individuals, the men and women that had the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai upon them in these last days, Lord willing, we are a part of these predestined spirits. All right, before the foundations of the earth was created, that were predestined to follow Yahweh Shai and receive salvation and ultimately be glorified with under Malak Yahweh Shai. All right, but for the 2/3 of the nation of Israel who are going to be cut off and die, hey man, I just came to the realization because of this scripture right here and just observing in my own personal life with my family and in other people as well. But I've said this before. I came to this revelation before. But I didn't go into it too much, and I'm not gonna go into it too much today. But if we are these predestinated spirits that Yahweh Shai created, starting with the elect men of the 144,000. So it would seem it would be Yahweh begot Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai immediately created his 144,000 brothers. With that being said, and we pray to be of that number, just a spiritual observation, that would mean that we would have to, and I say we in, with the spirit of faith, we would have to predestinate every other person on the planet. That means your so-called grandma, your mother, great grandparents, uncles, older cousins. That means that we actually predate them, which means we're actually quote unquote older than our great grandparents, our great grandparents, our grandmama them. And I can tell that first and foremost spiritually, being that a lot of our family members didn't hearken to the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And through the process of time, you start to see that, you know what? My family's, and I'm talking about like the so-called, the older folks, anybody older than you, dealing with anything spiritual, man. I just felt like when I had tried to prophesy to him, when you're first coming into the truth and you're on fire and it's new and you're ready to tell everybody that you love about the truth, and we did, and come to find out this wasn't for everybody. But they feel like a bunch of children. That's the whole point. And I mean, each and every last one of them, no matter how much money they got, no matter how old, how much age that they have, how much worldly wisdom and knowledge they have, when it comes to these scriptures, when it comes to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, the law, statutes, commandments, prophecy, all right, history, biblical history, They're like children unto us, man. And this has to be why, because they are. We came first. All right. And this is all through faith. We pray and we hope to be, this 144,000 or this elect period. But hey, man, that would mean that we were, the first spirits created by Yahweh Shah, Lord willing. So we came before your girlfriend, your wives, all of this. All right. It was, Yahweh begot Yahweh Shah, and Yahweh Shah immediately created, his brothers. All right. And this is all predestination, man. And we're just living this out, man. And that is so amazing. Like, Yahweh Shah, how they operate, man. This thing is very, very deep, man. And the Lord ain't nothing to play with. He's out there, man. Just the fact they gotta be, but like, do you understand where I'm coming from? This has to be true. Like, we older than everybody in our family, man. We're part of those first fruits, the first spirits created, Lord willing. And, everybody else falls in their lot, man. That's why, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding was given to us. And that's a good reason why they're not understanding, the scriptures, man, because they are spiritually children. And let me bring this out in 1 Corinthians. Cause I'm at the point now, oh boy, I'm fed up. I woke up this morning putting up curses upon some of my family members through the spirit. It's all done through the spirit, and certain women. I just woke up a little upset this morning, man. Here in Babylon the Great, I kind of had enough. I'm kind of ready to push this thing on to the end, man. Try to do all I can do, So hopefully we won't have to go through this too much longer. And through the spirit, I know that the Akim and the Akwaf are doing the same thing. Everybody is all hands on deck. We're trying to push this last season, all right, and finish our work, man, so we can retire, we can go home, we can chill finally. But in the meantime, 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 11, I do believe. Yeah. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. Now look at this in a spiritual sense concerning, us versus, and now let's go with your family members, man. All right. They act like children when it comes to spiritual things, just like we can go back to the story of quote unquote Adam and Eve and how a lot of our people still think this has something to do with an apple. All right. This is childlike things. Now, for the mind of a child, the point of the Lord told Adam and Eve not to do something and they did it. Well, yeah, that's good for a child to know, hey, action and reaction. You know what I mean? Hey, the Lord told them to do something, cool. But as we become adults and we mature, we got to really understand what's really going on. And that is where 2/3 lack. All right. Now you got some of our people just don't give a flying flip. They just wicked. They just took on wicked spirits. But I'm talking about the so-called Christians, man. All right. The so-called believers in the God of the Bible. Ain't no need to talking about any other of those false, any other false, really, because they way off. At least these people trying to deal with the God of the Bible. All right. But they're like children unto us at this point, especially. All right. And they're still, right, speaking like children. They're understanding like children and they're thinking like children. But when I became a man, I put away childish things, man. And this starts first and foremost with your spirituality. Okay. This is what this is going into, man, and how we're dealing with prophecy, being able to study to show ourselves approved, breaking down these things, understanding Hebrew, a historical text, all these things is a part of this package of being a man. Our people, I got grown men in my family that they claim that they, some holy rollers. All right. But they really, with my spiritual lenses, look like little ass boys. Yeah, my uncle. I'm on his neck through the spirit, and it's the veteran, combat veteran. My uncle, he done got blown up and everything. But when it comes to this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, he don't got it. Don't have it. Same thing with my pops. I'm on him. All right. Through the spirit. All right. They talk a good game, very strong men, but they not serving Yahweh Shem and Yahweh Shai. You know what I mean? Pops in up under there, under some woman, in his church. She's the so-called pastor. some black woman, you see what I'm saying? Just a whole bunch of nonsense. When I first came into the truth, I tried to prophesy to all of my family, and the Lord made a lot of chaotic situations for me to bring them right in front of my family's face, man. You know how it happened. It was a lot of chaos in my season when I was first coming into the truth, as the Lord was bringing me out of the world with that strong hand, delivering me out of that world, with that strong hand, just calamity after calamity. And I was having to interact a lot with my family, having to stay with my aunties and stuff, because, me and my family, then got into it, all type of crazy stuff. But in the midst of that, hey, I was trying to prophesy to them, tell them, whatever I had learned at the time. And man, you know how I go. Bunch of excuses, a bunch of very standoffish behavior. Locked me up in the crazy house, all that. Jail a couple times, all that. And it goes back to, you know what? The reason why you guys are not getting this is because y'all are children. And I can see it, man. I can see it clear as day now that we're getting closer and closer, man. I'm talking about my aunties, man. They just little girls to me at this point, man. My mom, my dad, my grandma, these is little kids to me in relation to the spirit, man. And I believe that, hey, the Lord has put a spirit upon me to think like that and see it like that, because it's the truth. They're children, and they're children physically, all right, and spiritually in relation to predestination, compared to us. So they're never gonna really get it, man, because they're never gonna become, adults spiritually. They're always gonna try to change what the Lord said because they don't like it. It's too much to put down the pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. It's too much of a burden. It tastes too good. This is childlike shit, man. All right. And we don't have time for it at this point. This is a very serious thing that we're part of, and we're ready, all right, for our king to come, man, and give us our this kingdom, man. Y'all want to stay here and pretend that you're something that you're not, all right? We taking the low, man. Take the low. All right. Let them people have it. Let them boast. All right. And gloat and talk their little mess. And then, here pretty soon, and you going to see what this is all about when this judgment happens. This famine come, these doggone wars pop off, and it's going to be a lot worse, man. I feel it through the spirit. Then, we're saying, hey, it's going to be bad, man. But, reality, oh, man, that's way different than talking, man. All right, so when reality hit, and our families that scoffed and just blew us off and just wanted to continue doing whatever they want to do, hey man, we got certain spirits on us certain days. The hell with them. The hell with my family, man. Yeah, I got that spirit on me today, man. Her brothers had that spirit on them, man. If they not, if they don't want to do right, and if the Lord didn't choose them, we can't do nothing for them. They can't say we didn't prophesy to them, no, right? The blood is off of our hands because we prophesied to them, right? So, hey man, we good. We ain't worried about these folks, man. We were trying to go home, man. All right, but let's go. A couple more precepts and I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Just a quick spiritual observation, man, and especially concerning our family members, man, and why they just don't get it, man, because they're kids, they're children. We predate them, all right? These people are actually our children, Isn't that amazing how the Lord done set that up, man? Here we are, and I'm like one of these so-called supposed to be the youngest. Matter of fact, of my grandkids, I am the youngest boy. In this life, the Lord put me as the youngest, grandbaby. I is the grandbaby, and but lo and behold, hell, I'm older than my grandmama, man. I was here before my grandma. Lord willing, we're of that 144,000 or that hopeful elect, Man, we been here. We been with Malak Yahweh creating the universe, man. Y'all don't know nothing. And I ain't trying to be funny. I'm not trying to boast. It is just an observation, man. These things are coming to the light, man. Y'all don't know nothing. And when it comes to, true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man, the Lord have deprived y'all of that, man. And it is manifesting. We're not just saying that because we got a little wisdom, knowledge, and understanding through the Spirit. We're saying that because you guys are showing us the exact opposite. The lack of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Look at how y'all behave. Look at all these this pointless quarreling going on right here. These stupid, arguments that we're having about simple things, man. They're just throwing people off, man. Adding more confusion, all this unnecessary, all these unnecessary topics and crap, childlike behavior, like that, like them fights out there. Oh my goodness, I don't even want to get into that, man. Let me get this, man. What is it? First Peter chapter 2:2. Yes. As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. That's how we come into this thing as babes, as children, and we're nourished with the word, and we get more and more nourishment, more and more milk. All right. And as we start to, taste the milk, we desire more of it, and we start to grow, as time progresses. And then we're able to start ingesting solid foods, which would be likened unto the deeper things, prophecy and such, man. But the sincere milk, man, would be, hey, man, starting from the beginning of the book, man, learning about Adam and Eve, Noah, Esau, and Jacob and Esau. A lot of our people have no idea who Jacob and Esau even is, and especially as it relates to, prophecy at all. And this is in the beginning of the book, ladies and gentlemen. You have to have a spirit upon you, all right, to really understand through the Spirit, like what the Lord, has written through his men in this Bible, man. Other than that, I mean, you can read the Bible from front to back to front and still not truly comprehend, through the Spirit what's going on. And if you think, the Lord didn't code this Bible, see, everyone, it wasn't meant to understand the Bible. It is coded, right? It's in prophecy, it's in parables, all right? And it just has a certain spirit on it that you're not going to be able to track on if it isn't for you. And we're experiencing that now. It's manifesting. Whoever it is, it could be people of the other nations. It could definitely be our people who want to claim that they done went back and front through this Bible, but still have no understanding of the truth, man. All right. Have no understanding who the nations are, where we're at in prophecy, none of it. Now, since the prophets have been out on the highways and byways, yeah, they're becoming, which bird is it that repeats? I always say parakeet, but one of them, whatever bird repeats, what you be saying, man. That's how they are. They kind of just saying what the real prophets are, because hey man, it's too much pressure being applied, and that pressure just comes from the spirit of truth, man. The spirit of truth is always going to trump, lies and wickedness, man. All right, so they can pretend and pretend and pretend, but eventually, hey man, prophecy is gonna manifest. Just like these same people that I'm talking about in my family. I mentioned that before, but when that whole mess in the Middle East started up, like I say, they don't even know where half of these places at, man. But because it was on social media, everybody was talking about it. Oh man, AJ, you see that mess happening in the Middle East? This could be it. This could be it. Nigga, please. That's my dad. My dad saying this, like, and like I say, it's real deep, man. I really try to prophesy to my dad more than anybody, and it's just I don't want to get into it, because make no mistake about it, man. Through the Spirit, of course, I still love my father. I don't wish harm come his way, but hey, man, I love you. How about Shema, how about more? And if if they don't be chosen, man, I'm not gonna stay here, just because we're family, so called. And again, remember, if we are, starting with the men, of this 144,000, man, I'm probably his father. You know what I mean? And I'm serious about that. And let me bring this out, man. In relation to that, 1 Corinthians 2:9. But it is written, but as it is written, I have not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which Yahweh have prepared for them that love him. These things that I'm mentioning to you now, these are things that's coming in, have entered into my heart that I could kind of see. There's certain aspects and things about, the new bodies, the kingdom that we do know, certain gemstones, all right, streets paved with gold and such, you know. But it's a lot of things, man, that you wouldn't even, it was not even going to enter into your mind, man. And that is just something to look forward to. That's so glorious, man. Like the depths in the mind of Yahweh Shem Shai. Even concerning what I'm saying now, man, wait till you see like how the Lord really set your families up. And again, Lord willing, we the heads, man. Lord willing, we, are the patriarchs of our families. And again, our grandparents, grandmama, them, these just little girls, man. The Lord done brought us all back in this last bit of captivity, all right, in these last days to fulfill out this last bit of punishment. But how things are set up now ain't how it's gonna be when the kingdom is set up. All right, we're not in our right positions yet. Now we're, it's starting to manifest through the spirit, but once we get changed and get those new bodies in the Lord, give every man, his rank, his order, and the people, see it. Hey man, it's gonna be amazing. And you see, oh wow. And then we start to bring back, the 2/3. It's gonna be amazing, man. And again, look at what we do know and how amazed we are that we're starting to see these things like the fact, because we didn't get taught that Yahweh Shah was the one that created everything. We didn't know that. That was a mystery within itself until we came, into this truth and realized, oh man, you know, you tell a Christian that, they get all bugged out. It don't change nothing, man. It just simply means that Yahweh Shah is way more powerful than you thought and what we was taught. Yahweh Shai, I mean, he's all powerful. The Lord gave him all the power. All right, don't get it twisted. He created us, principalities, all right, dominions. I wonder, can I get that? Yeah. Yep. This is Colossians 1. And we'll start at verse 15. Who is the image of the invisible God? Now, who is the image of the invisible God? Yahweh. That would be his son, his only begotten son, Malak Yahweh Shai. So this is talking about Malak Yahweh Shai right here. Who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. And we know that to be the Lord's only begotten son, all right, which is Yahweh Shai. Now, all right, it goes in. This is Yahweh Shah who they're talking about. For by him were all things created. Talking about Yahweh Shah, not Yahweh, but God, Yahweh Shah, and Yahweh Shah with all the power, infinite understanding, all right, that was given to him by his Father. He did these things right here. All things were created that are in heaven. You know how deep that goes, man? That are in earth. So all these, the innumerable amount of the Black Sea, the things that are buried in the sea that the people don't even know, like Esau ain't even found yet, man. The heavens, the galaxies, man. The Lord, the planets, the Lord have created all these things, all right, visible and oh my goodness, and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. That's beautiful, man. And that's some power right there. Things that you can't see, the thrones, man. The kingdom, all right, all, done by Yahweh through his word, which is Yahweh Shai, man. All praises to Malak Yahweh Shai. All praises to the king, right? So, man, I don't know what the title of this lesson, man. It's just gonna be amazing. The full revelation of the Israelites, man, starting with Yahweh, what Yahweh Shai, King David, the apostles, and every brother and sister on down, man. This is gonna be amazing, when it's all said and done. Sure, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we gotta do it. Sure, it's gonna get ugly first. It gotta get a lot ugly before it gets a lot beautiful, but it'll be worth it, man. And that's why the Lord taught us to count these things as dung, man. And I guess it was on my spirit to talk about my family and the fact that I believe that they're children, like through the spirit. Because it's just they don't mess with me no more. I used to be like the favorite, favorite little cousin. I was always the little fly pretty boy or whatever. My phone's so dry. You thought I've been in the desert for 7 years. Don't nobody hit me up no more. My uncles, aunties, nobody, man. And I'm fine with it. The hell with them. They in their feelings because they think, I'm just so like, they think I don't mess with them, but they don't know what I got going on, through the spirit. They just see, the outside, of a man. That, carnally, they got, that carnal vision. So they don't consider, my spirituality. So they kind of distance themselves, man, from me these days, which is fine with me because when it hit the fan, they're gonna be looking for me. And get what? Through the spirit and power, how about Shema Shai, ain't gonna be nowhere to be found for you guys, man. All this time and it's gonna be so much shame brought upon our family, man, because man, some of our family members the Lord put right in front of their face, man. Here you had the opportunity. I always think about this sometimes if my and I do pray my dad makes it, and all that, but man, I can't change the will of the Lord if it ain't looking good. They not serving, the true power. They, what I mean? They may be simple, but man, I was thinking about the type of shame that the people are gonna have, man. For the ones, the females that have dealt with us, that left us, committed adultery on us, to be with a nigga that's just gonna die, because that's what's gonna happen to them 2/3 niggas. All right, they're just gonna end up perishing either, during the great tribulation, or they're gonna hit that lake. But through the spirit, the Lord gonna drop a lot of them before that lake, man, and he gonna save a lot of you women for that lake, man. So that way you gotta suffer all the way through it and then be destroyed. The Lord gonna take a lot of them 2/3 niggas out of here, man. He gonna put the spirit on Esau, all the gangs and stuff, man. They gonna be the first to go. They got to go. That's the only real defense other than us. You know what I mean? It is the men. Other than that, the women ain't gonna be able to do nothing, man. They gonna get ravished. They gonna get ran through, and ain't gonna be nothing pretty, man. But I was thinking about, man, just the type of shame that's gonna fall upon these people that dealt with us, especially our family members, especially the people that the Lord put right in front of their faces. All right. My dad recently moved, but we were living in the same neighborhood, man. And I remember he had made a promise to me, that he was going to come over at my house one day and we was going to chop it up about it. He never did it through the spirit, but how much shame he'll have if, if he don't be chosen to repent and come back, knowing that the Lord gave you a prophet as a son, your son. And same thing for females that have dealt with us, man. You been in bed right there face to face with one of, Lord willing, one of the Lord's sons, man. You know how much shame they gonna have, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it because guess what? We didn't create this story. Yahweh by Shema Shai did. So if they, are meant to have that everlasting shame because of it, then let it be. Let it be. Y'all blew it. It was right in front of your face, man. And I pray that they do have that shame, for quite some time, man, because of that. That don't make no sense. You definitely could understand more so, somebody passing by, on the highways and byways, trying to take care of their business and see the prophets and don't stop and to inquire. But somebody in your family, and I've lived with them, it don't make no sense, man. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to get, too far into that, man, because it hurt, man. It hurt. But we got to keep pushing, man. Gotta keep pushing. Yeah, it hurt. Trying to prophesy to the people that you so-called care about, and they kind of blow you off. But it's cool, man. We love and serve and fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai more than man. So it is what it is. And remember how I started this lesson, man. Yeah, my dad. But if I be this 144,000, he ain't really my dad. if you can receive what I'm saying through the spirit, I'm probably his dad. And I can see that, man. I always say that I can see it when we start getting into real deal spiritual, conversations. They not ready for this, man. They wasn't ready when I first came into the truth, man. They wasn't ready, to defend the gospel. You know what I mean? Or whatever they think the gospel is, They ran, you know what I mean? One way or another, they ran from the fade. When I first came into the truth, I was, I was on the Lord. But hey, and maybe it wasn't for them. Who knows, man? We'll see in the end. We know this for sure. We pray. All right. We watch and pray that we may be worthy to escape all these things that shall come upon the earth. That's what we're doing. All right. We're doing certain things to make our calling and election sure. Unlike them, that is how we differ, man. We're doing things to make our calling and election sure. All right. We hope, we're called. We hope we're elected and chosen, all right, to receive that salvation and be glorified and justified during that persecution. The Lord glorify us and justify us. Hey, but for those guys, man, it's just gonna be persecution and judgment. All right. There's no justification. They're done. Their sins aren't covered. All right, they didn't reverence Yahweh Shai. They didn't care. So go ahead and bring these idiots before the king and utterly, slay them before the king. I'm all for it. And that go for any and everybody in my so-called family that want to buck up against this, man. It is getting late in the day. We are tired. All right. I'm tired of looking at motherfuckers' faces. I'm gonna keep it honest. On the YouTube, man. Even I get like that even with the brothers sometimes, man. That ain't being funny. Like a lot of times, like I just listen to the brothers though, but I just get tired, bro. I said this before, but it's just my vent, man. It's just face, and especially these idiots that are out here just talking about a bunch of nonsense. The entertainers, oh Lord, no. I'm tired of hearing them talk about anything. I don't want to hear a word any entertainer has to say from this point, on, man. I'm just so tired of seeing social media and people just talk, and on top of that, we still in our captivity. And on top of that, we just suffering and aging and hurting. Man, it's a lot. It'll drive you crazy, man. So you got to find balance in this thing as well, man. Make sure that you're properly balanced. And if you feel that you're not properly balanced, then you pray for that. You ask Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai to, bless you with a balanced spirit. All right. So that, you won't get so depressed and so beat down that it's becoming destructive. And I'm testifying to that. Of course, that's what happens to me a lot. I'll get so depressed and beat down and I'll become destructive. I come, very inactive, man, laying in the bed all day, not being around people, and I don't want to be like that. So I just, pray for balance. And, the Lord, when it comes to those spiritual things, man, trust me, we testify. The Lord be ready to bless, his men with the spiritual things, more than the carnal. And we can testify to that. But yeah, man, we almost out of here, man. Everybody that didn't believe us, man, we're gonna make the Lord gonna make an example out of them, through the Spirit. Lord willing, we are chosen, man. Every brother and every sister that believe in Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, like I do, with the spirit of truth and not all that boasting and all that other stuff those certain Israelites got going on, man. But just, being sincere, wanting to receive salvation, not trying to like show out and show how much we know and stuff, but just sincerely trying to fulfill their lot, trying to do what the Lord told them to do. Lord willing, you all are chosen, man. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear again to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Until next time, Shalom.